from the WYLN studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Wednesday, May 4th, 2016. I'm Ann Gownley. Donald Trump is the presumptive presidential candidate nominee for the big win in the Indiana primary, and his other opponents, Senator Ted Cruz and Ohio Governor John Kasich, dropping out of the race. Trump has not secured the 1,237 delegates needed to win the nomination and may not get them until June. However, now there is no serious opposition left to block his path from doing so. 45-year-old Cruz tried everything to pull off a win in Indiana, including announcing Carly Fiorina as his running mate and forging an alleged pact with John Kasich. Cruz made the announcement last night that he would be dropping out of the race. 63-year-old Ohio governor and presidential candidate John Kasich only won his home state primary and said after another defeat, this time in Indiana, he would leave the race on Wednesday. Kasich spent 18 years in the House, where he built a reputation as a budget cutter and 4 years as the popular governor of a presidential swing state. However, his resume wasn't enough to keep him in the race and get the votes that he needed. Fundraising was also a problem for Kasich, raising less than $17 million overall by the end of March, only allowing him to run a lean campaign. Democrat presidential candidates Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders are still in the race, and neither have made any indication of dropping out. Gunshots on the south side of Hazleton, and now police are on the lookout for one and possibly two suspects. Shots rang out around 10 o'clock this morning on the south side of Hazleton. Police were on scene within minutes in the area of Poplar and Juniper Streets after 3 calls were placed to Luzerne County 911. After a thorough investigation, there is no sign of anyone injured. However, hospitals in the area have been alerted to contact police if someone comes in with a gunshot wound. Police have 2 suspects. A man wearing a mask along with dark clothing was seen running from the scene immediately after the shots were heard. His race and other descriptive details were unknown. Another man was seen running from a nearby house. He is described as a Hispanic male wearing a black shirt and a black hat. Dave Sabo, who has lived in the neighborhood for nearly 20 years, witnessed the suspect fleeing down the street from the scene.
I was up in my room, and I heard some people talking out here, and then I heard a gunshot, and I saw a guy running that way, and he had a mask on over his face, and he had one of those hoodies on, and that's what I saw, and he was a younger guy.
No evidence was located at the scene to lead investigators to believe that someone was shot. However, police say the weapon involved is reported to be a rifle, possibly an AR-15 style rifle.
My understanding is that there were a couple shell casings found. Again, we're still in the early process of investigating it. So one of the things that I really need to do is go back and start following up on some leads and such.
Chief of Police Jerry Speziali said in a statement, quote, "There's an active criminal investigation into this matter and will be pursued vigorously. Special attention has been placed throughout the area by the Hazleton Patrol Division with regard to this matter," unquote. Anyone with information is asked to call police immediately at 570-459-4940 or dial 911. The Klein Township Municipal Authority and the Beaverbrook Association are one step closer to solving an unpaid water bill owed to Klein Township by the village. Our Julie Stefanovich has more on this story.
The Klein Township Municipal Authority voted not to turn water off to residents of Beaverbrook at last night's meeting. The village owes an outstanding balance of $30,000 to the township. 2 weeks ago, a shut-off notice was sent to the Beaverbrook Association. Since then, residents met to discuss ways to pay off the back due balance. Members of the Municipal Authority Board and Beaverbrook Association sat down to figure out a payment plan.
We did offer $25 every other month right now just to try to set up a payment plan. So maybe there'll be some flexibility there, but the residents did act. They agreed to raise their rates. He had some other sources of income maybe to get that $30,000 through our land sale. I mean, we reached out to cell phone companies to see if they're willing to put a cell tower on our land to get us some monthly income.
The members of the board also made some recommendations.
Their proposal was to charge each household $25 every other month to go towards their outstanding bill, and we recommended $50 per month So he has to go back to their board and see, back to the constituents and see what they have to say. So that's one negotiable item right now. Other customers that we have that we do shut-off notices for them, we ask for a lot more money, and that's an individual home, and we ask them sometimes for $100 per, for water or sewer to get their payment back up to date.
There is a 2- and 4-inch water line that runs through the village. The township suggested shutting off the 4-inch line to save Beaver Brook nearly $500 a month, but Quinn has concerns when it comes to fire protection.
But the 4-inch line also is directly into all their fire hydrants, and they suggested turning off the 4-inch line to save money, but that would also mean probably less water for fire protection. So, I mean, that's not something I could agree on either. I mean, that's going to have to go back to the fire companies and see if they're okay with that.
The association is also looking for assistance from the state and other local agencies to help improve its water system.
Now I do have Tara Toohill assisting, USDA, DEP, John Udicek's office, Bob Casey's office, along with some other people that are willing to see this through and help us. I've had plenty of volunteers now come from Beaver Brook. They want to maintain the playground. Some people are interested in possibly buying the playground so we don't have to pay property taxes on it anymore.
Quinn must now go back and discuss the monthly payment plan options with the residents. The authority estimates that if each household pays an extra $25 every 2 months, it would take 5 years to pay off the back balance. If they agree on a higher monthly payment, it would be resolved in 2 to 2.5 years. WYLN will keep you updated when more information becomes available on the final decision. In Klein Township for WYLN News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Hazleton City Council will not be borrowing $1 million to plug a budget hole for the city and to hire new officers after council members voted 4-1. WYLN's Julie Stefanovich has those details.
Hazleton City Council said no deal at last night's meeting. It voted down Mayor Jeff Cassatt's proposal to borrow $1 million and use it to plug a budget hole and hire more police officers. The lone yes vote came from City Councilman Bob Gavio.
I don't want to raise nobody's taxes, but my point is if you secure the loan to 8%, right, you secure the loan, if all the things that council's talking about, that we get the money, I asked the administrator, and he said, absolutely, you don't have to raise taxes. If you get the money, you can pay it off with no penalty. My point was, the scary point was if you don't, and we now have some of the expenses that we have, did you hear what they were talking about? A $1 million raise next year in 1 year. I think that's hard to take.
President Jack Mundy, Vice President Gene Mope, Grace Cuso, and Dr. Dave Soser all voted no.
You're borrowing $1 million to hire police, and you have to pay that money back, and you have to do it on the property owners. Some of the people who could least afford it, the senior citizens who haven't gotten a raise in Social Security last year. I'm hoping we have to do something with the legislature and get them to be for our towns to be able to increase the EIT tax, and I think it would be better if we did that rather than the property owners.
Thank you, Julie. The attorney for one of the cops suspended over an alleged theft in Mahanoy City says he was a whistleblower. Corporal Michael Dissinger was suspended after an investigation revealed $10,000 was missing from the evidence room seized in a drug bust 2 years ago. In addition to Dissinger, Borough Council accepted the retirement of Police Chief John Kazmarchik, but attorney Joseph Nahas of Frackville, who represents Dissinger, says he was completely cooperative when the investigation and provided all information to state police. Nahas said Dissinger has been actively attempting to upgrade evidence room procedures, which led to the discovery of the missing funds. And Nahas said Dissinger went over Kazmarchik's head and informed the district attorney of the missing money. Christine Holman says Dissinger failed a polygraph test, as did Kazmarchik. The Crestwood School District has placed a high school teacher on administrative leave for what it calls an incident involving a student last week. But the district did not identify the teacher, nor did it say anything about the alleged incident. The district called it a personnel matter, which it could not discuss. Wright Township says that they were called Friday by a district official, but that the official asked police not to investigate that incident. Philly says no, it will not reverse its sanctuary city policy. That in spite of a request from the Federal Department of Homeland Security to do so and a personal meeting from DHS Secretary Jay Johnson. Mayor Jim Kenney reinstated Philly as a sanctuary city just hours after taking office in January. Previous Mayor Mike Nutter reversed the policy last year. Time now for a first look at our forecast. Yet another dreary day here in northeastern Pennsylvania, and hopefully we can still see some of that sunshine on Saturday. Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik is in the Weather Center with the details. Joe?
Hey, overall, it is looking pretty good as we head into this upcoming weekend. Not the case today. It was just dreary, damp, and we had some of the rain to contend with outdoors. Cunningham region, notice it's only in the lower 40s out there, and you got a little bit of a breeze coming in at about 6 miles per hour. Even in Columbia County, where it's normally warmer, it just isn't the case today. In the 50s as well. Traveling, though, looking pretty good next couple hours. No major weather problems to contend with. We've been dealing with some of those scattered showers across our area, and again, this unstable weather is going to stick with us over the next few days. 50 degrees in New Angola, 56 in Berwick, 57 in Bloomsburg, and 57 degrees in Danville. I'll talk about the complete 7-day forecast coming up in just a few. Ann?
Thanks, Joe. Coming up next, we have the names of the winners from Penny's Classified Mother's Day giveaway. Stay tuned to hear if your mom's name was chosen. Plus, a look at who is leaving the Wilkes-Barre City Administration. More news, weather, and sports is coming your way only on WYLN. Stay tuned.
You're watching WYLN News with Ann Gownley, Gary Perna, Julie Stefanovich, Paula Degnan, Chief Videographer Mike Lula, weather with meteorologist Joe Garbacik, and sports with Eric DeBerardinis.
S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric, Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
The LSC Wiltsey Performing Arts Center in Hazleton presents A Musical Salute to All Who Serve on Saturday, June 11th. The show features the outstanding talent of the Hazleton Philharmonic Orchestra under the direction of Robert Lagana, as well as featured soloists. Presentations by Congressman Lou Barletta, Pennsylvania State Representative Tara Tuhill, and Hazleton Mayor Jeff Cassett. The show will be narrated by Sergeant Eric Olson, host of the WYLN TV show Warrior Summit Outdoors. Tickets are $10 for adults and $5 for children. A Musical Salute to All Who Serve, Saturday, June 11th at 7 p.m.
For over a week now, here on WYLN News, we have been promoting our Mother's Day giveaway for some of our very lucky viewers. Tonight, we are happy to announce our 5 winners. Ann Salazar won a $25 gift certificate to John's Family Restaurant. Kathy Graybosch won a $20 gift certificate to Krotik Jewelers. Nancy Urechko won a $15 gift certificate to Angelina and Adriana. Liliana Simcoe won a $15 gift certificate to Alta Pizza. And Susan Frank won a $15 gift certificate to Purple Rose Cafe. Congratulations to all of our winners. And of course, happy Mother's Day to all of the moms out there. Coming up next, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik is back with a look at this rainy forecast. Plus, a look at what happened inside the Wilkes-Barre Police Department and what the mayor has done about it. Stay tuned. More news is headed your way only on WYLN.
You deserve to look your best. Send your tip, take 'em off the street. Text 274-637. Send your tip, take 'em off the street. No one will know your identity.
Now, helping to solve or prevent the crime is just a text away. Text my tips to the word crimes and let the law help you.
Watch Off the Beaten Path on WYLN TV 35 and discover the Pennsylvania you never knew existed.
Well, we still aren't completely over with the rain and the showers and damp conditions. We're still going to have to deal with that tomorrow, and as we head into Friday, it is overcast right now. We still have some lingering moisture to contend with, and again, it's not going to be until this upcoming weekend that finally we start to settle things out, and overall does look like a pretty nice looking weekend heading in our direction at this point. Onto the graphic for the day, and again, we had to deal with those showers on and off in nature and kept temperatures down quite a bit, especially with the rain across our region, and again, that'll be the case as we go into our Thursday. Even as we go into our Friday, no changes taking place. So what you see is what you get, and you'll be getting that over the next 2 days, to be exact. Live 35 Skycast Doppler, you can still see some lingering moisture out there, some showers still to contend with, and again, this pattern will stick with us tonight, tomorrow night, and even as we go into our Friday. We're at 47 degrees. Our live conditions outside our station in Hazleton, humidity at 100%, and now we've picked up just about a quarter of an inch of precipitation since the midnight hour. 52 now, Wilkes-Barre Scranton International Airport, 43 degrees in Mount Pocono, 53 in Allentown, 60 in Williamsport, 52 in State College. Wyoming Valley area temperatures generally remaining in the 50s. So it's cool with the overcast skies, the showers that we've been contending with. See some more as you head out toward the central part of the state. And again, it's not an all-day rain. We see some breaks in the rain from time to time. Getting into tonight, notice temperatures generally dropping down into the 40s. Tomorrow only in the 50s. That's about all we can do. 40s, lower 50s for tomorrow night, and Friday pretty much a repeat of what we're going to be experiencing tomorrow. No relief. Just out toward the west, high pressure building in, drying conditions, and eventually that dry weather will start to head in our direction, but not anytime soon. Right through Friday, the cool conditions, the showery conditions as well, but it's going to dry out going into the weekend, and maybe a shower for Sunday, and then as we go into next week, we're going to continue to dry things out as well. Extended forecast looking like this. Showers tomorrow and Friday. Temperatures only in the 50s, and at this point in time, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday not looking too bad. Should be up into the 60s, and then for Tuesday and Wednesday of next week, some more scattered showers and good chance of getting up into the 70s by the middle part of next week. Here's a look at our daytime Pennsylvania lottery numbers: the pick 272, the pick 261, and the pick 43481. Pick 5 numbers 665. 25, and treasure out numbers 9, 16, 22, 23, and 29. Stick around. We'll have a lot more for you coming up after this break.
Get the entire story when it's convenient for you, and get it from WYLN News. 2 daily newscasts from your #1 source for local news. WYLN's Evening Edition News at 5:30 and WYLN's Late Edition News at 10. More than just headlines, it's the whole story. In-depth reporting on hot topics and more. Plus, the area's most accurate weather report from the WYLN Weather Center. More news, weather, and sports twice a day, only on WYLN. We're your local network. Hi, I'm Ann Gallon. Gownley, News Director at WYLN, and being able to volunteer my time and give back to the community in which I work and to those family members of mine who have been struck by cancer, it means so much to give back to the community as a volunteer. WYLN has strong ties to the community, and it's committed to important causes like the American Cancer Society and Helping Hands Society telethons. WYLN's commitment to Pennsylvania continues with the broadcast of Hazleton's Fun Fest Parade and the Christmas and St. Patrick's Day parades in Wilkes-Barre. In the summer, we broadcast the Weatherly and Giants Despair Hillclimbs, and throughout the year, we provide important community services through the broadcast of town meetings, school board meetings, election night coverage, and other community events. WYLN, we're your local network. Mayor Tony George of Wilkes-Barre says he fired a police officer who was accused of pointing his loaded gun at two other city cops in the police station just days after taking office. He says the actual incident happened in December. George did not identify the former officer, but said it was the latest in a string of misconducts for him. George says officials in the Layton administration held a hearing on the incident but took no action. So he did. George says the former officer claimed it was a joke. Police Union President Sergeant Phil Myers says the union filed a grievance over the firing. A hearing is scheduled before an arbitrator in June. Greg Baruch is out as Wilkes-Barre's city administrator. He's resigning to take another job. He didn't say specifically what it was, but did say it's in real estate. Baruch is a holdover from former Mayor Tom Layton's administration. He's been city administrator since 2014. Baruch says it doesn't have anything to do with what's been happening in City Hall and that there are no serious differences between him and Mayor Tony George. George said he plans to appoint insurance agent Ted Wempel as the next city administrator. Coming up next, Eric DeBerardinis is in with sports here on WYLN. Plus, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik will have one final look at our forecast. Stay tuned.
The LSC Wiltsey Performing Arts Center in Hazleton presents A Musical Salute to All Who Serve on Saturday, June 11th. The show features the outstanding talent of the Hazleton Philharmonic Orchestra under the direction of Robert Lagana, as well as featured soloists. Presentations by Congressman Lou Barletta, Pennsylvania State Representative Tara Tuhill, and Hazleton Mayor Jeff Cassett. The show will be narrated by Sergeant Eric Olson, host of the WYLN TV show Warrior Summit Outdoors. Tickets are $10 for adults and $5 for children. A Musical Salute to All Who Serve, Saturday, June 11th at 7 p.m. Tune in each week to WYLN TV 35 to watch the #1 Hazleton-based broadcasted television talk show, The Storm, hosted by Tiffany Cloud. Candidates, politicians, community leaders, and more appear on The Storm when they want to be heard. New shows air Wednesdays at 8 p.m. and these additional air times. Only on WYLN TV 35. We're your local network.
"24 miles separate mountaintop and music. The journey back to northeastern Pennsylvania has been a bit longer, but Matt Wotherspoon is returning to the area. Tuesday, the 2010 Crestwood graduate was called up to the Scranton Wilkes-Barre RAILRIDERS. Wotherspoon was a 34th round pick by the Yankees in 2014, following an impressive career at Pittsburgh. The former Comet has risen quickly through the Yankee system this season with Double-A Trenton. Coming out of the bullpen, Wotherspoon has tossed 17 innings with a 1-0 record, 1 save, a 1.06 ERA, with opponents batting just .089 against the righty. Wotherspoon joins Hazleton area grad Russ Kanzler as the only Wyoming Valley Conference players to ever play for Scranton Wilkes-Barre. The RAILRIDERS return home on Saturday. Today, Wotherspoon donning a RAILRIDERS jersey for the first time on the road, facing Buffalo. Third inning, Jesus Montero puts the Bisons on the board. The RBI single through the gap. In the sixth inning, tied at 3, John Berti goes deep for the second time on the afternoon. The RAILRIDERS trail 4-3. But eighth inning, Ben Gamble hits it hard enough to cause the deflection. That allows Jonathan Diaz to score. It's a 6-4 final. Wotherspoon did not make an appearance. Elsewhere, Iron Pigs hosting the Paul Sox. Tommy Joseph He's been slinging. He's up with no outs and the bases chucked, and the most exciting play in baseball is sacrifice fly. Another sac fly makes it 2-zip, the only scoring until the 8th when Paul Tuckett's Chris Marrero up the chute. Cam Perkins, a costly error. That's a big mistake, and we're suddenly knotted at 2. Next inning, the mojo gone, and so is Marrero. A grand slam. The Paw Sox win the game 7-2 and win the series 2-1. The Iron Pigs next host the RAILRIDERS starting tomorrow. From baseball to football, another local product making moves to the next level. Former Marion Catholic Colt Dominic Richards signed a deal with the Washington Redskins as an undrafted free agent on Tuesday. Richards graduated from Marion Catholic in 2011 and began his college career at James Madison at tight end, but eventually shifted inside to the offensive line, and that's where he'll get a shot at with Washington. The quest for the Calder Cup took a temporary break, with 10 days between round 1 and round 2 for the Wilkes-Barre Scranton Penguins, but it resumes with the Atlantic Division Finals starting tonight in Hershey. Penn's Bears set to drop the puck at 7 o'clock for Game 1. Wilkes-Barre Scranton will be without Tom Sestito and Steve Oleski, who were just called up by Pittsburgh. Casey DeSmith started all 3 games in net in round 1, but head coach Clark Donatelli has yet to give an indication who will get the nod in net in round 2. Game 2 on Friday in Hershey before Mohegan Sun Arena becomes the host for Game 3 and 4 on Saturday. And lastly, a couple of local golfers staying local for college. Today, Penn State Hazleton announced the addition of John Hawley from Crestwood, Zach Kittle from Berwick, and Josh Provost from the Hazleton area. Tonight on Late Edition Sports, highlights and reaction from senior night for Nanticoke boys volleyball. But next, Joe Garbacik is in with a final look at the forecast. Stay tuned.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer-dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, an outside grill, and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
Ladies and gentlemen and children of all ages, this is Staff Sergeant Eric Olson from Warrior Summit Outdoors. You might think it's fall, you'd be wrong, because it's hunting season. You want to see the perfect day? A bunch of the combat vets and myself, we went out harvesting a bunch of pheasant and cooking them into a great feast. The only thing we had missing was a Sasquatch sighting. This week on Warrior Summit Outdoors. So good.
Hi, this is Jeff Bonomo, host of Off the Beaten Path. I'm proud to announce the newest addition to WYLN's original programming lineup, Tasting Pennsylvania. Come with me and the crew as we travel the Keystone State looking for the best places to eat, drink, and be merry. It's coming soon to WYLN TV 35. Join me as I do all the taste testing for you on Tasting Pennsylvania.
Well, this unsettled weather sticks with us over the next couple of days, even as we go into tomorrow. No relief in sight, even going into our Friday. But then after that, we start to dry out for the weekend. Extended forecast looking like this. By the weekend, it's looking much nicer. I think we'll see a mix of clouds and sunshine. We'll be up into the 60s. We stay in the 60s early next week, and then a chance to go up into the 70s by the middle part of the week. So hopefully that stands. We get all the rain out of here and should be a delightful weekend. Maybe a shower for Sunday, but it's even looking better at this point in time.
All right, so all that hoping that we would not have rain on Mother's Day.
It may come true.
It does look better on the 7-day forecast than that, you know.
For now, yes.
A lot of colleges have graduations this weekend, some outdoors, which is a good thing.
Grab the umbrellas. That's all that matters.
May's finally turning around.
Yeah, we'll hope it stays that way.
All right, sounds good, and we'll keep our fingers crossed for that and those graduating. Have a good night.